Hey guys, it's Jill. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. So today, I'm doing something a little different. We are going to be doing a Crock-Pot video, but this is all of tried and true, no fails, no substitutions in the recipes. It is by the book. This is the recipe. This is how it turned out. And they are all of my family's favorites. So I decided to do 3 because we are a family of 3. I'm a single mom, so I have 2 kids. So I picked each of our favorites. I asked the kids and they told me. And then I picked out 3 recipes that we have just loved so much and we are making over and over and over again. So much so that I was like, I think I'm gonna get all of these ingredients to make all of these things next week, because these, I'm telling you, every single one of these recipes, if you guys have not tried them, you need to, because OMG, they are all so delicious. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and get started, and I'm gonna talk about my personal favorite, which was the tortellini soup. Y'all, this was like a kind of like a twist on a tomato soup. It was so flavorful, so good, so delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the recipe. Okay, so for this meal, this is our first Crock-Pot dump and go Crock-Pot meal. We are having a kind of like a twist on a tomato soup. So first what you want to do is go ahead and brown up some Italian sausage. I had it here in a strainer over here in the sink so I could drain the grease. So you want to go ahead and brown that up. 1 pound of Italian sausage, ground Italian sausage. Put that in there. Then you want a can of 28 ounce can of petite diced tomatoes. Throw that in there. Then you want 2 cans of 10 1/4 ounce cans of tomato soup. So just dump those in there. And then you want this full container of chicken broth, which I use the reduced sodium. So what I'm going to do actually, so I can get all of this tomato soup out, is go ahead and pour it into the cans. And this is all you're going to need for now. What you're going to do is cook it on low for 6 to 8 hours, and then 30 minutes prior to, we're going to add some more stuff to this. So I'll show you that when we get to it. By the way, this is the night before. I prefer to make my Crock-Pot meals the night before. Go ahead and just dump everything in, anything that I need to cut up or brown up or anything. So that way in the morning, all I have to do is literally put my Crock-Pot out on the counter for it to come to room temperature, and then I will put it in the base. So this is going in the fridge until tomorrow morning, and I will see you guys 30 minutes before it's time to eat, so I can show you what else we're gonna put in here. Okay, so it has been cooking on low all day. Just got home, so now I'm going to add in 1 package of cheese tortellini. And you're also going to add some cream cheese. Now it's said to add in 2 containers of these, so 16 ounces of the chive and onion cream cheese spread. But when I did the macros, I just found it to be a little too high, especially since I couldn't find turkey sausage. So I'm just basically going to half, well, let's see. I could totally measure this out and weigh this out, but I honestly don't feel like it. So I'm just gonna like eyeball half of it, of this one. And then I wasn't sure if me and the kids were actually going to like the whole chive and onion. So I figured I would just do half of a regular 1/3 less fat cream cheese. So I'm gonna cut this block in half, add that. Like I said, the recipe says to do 2 8 ounces. So basically 16 ounces of cream cheese. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes, so I'm just going to try to incorporate this cream cheese. In order for it to be like super creamy like it's supposed to, you probably do have to do like the whole 16 ounces. but like I said, I just found that to be a little too much fat, and you know, we've got some creaminess, but I just want to make sure that that cream cheese is incorporated. And basically all you do is just put it in a bowl. This has 6 servings, by the way, so I say maybe like a cup to a cup and a half is a serving. So we're gonna go ahead and enjoy this, and I will see you guys for Dump and Go meal number 2. Now for my son's favorite. His was, and really it's all of our favorites, this was so delicious. It's queso chicken, and I actually found this recipe not on Pinterest or anything, which is where I personally find most of my recipes, but I found this one through YouTube, and I can't remember who it was that I found it. I think I saw it with several different people that were doing what's for dinner videos, so I can't exactly give credit to like one specific person because I don't remember who it was. But OMG, I mean, so simple. These also are like true dump and go recipes. You might have to like brown up some chicken, not chicken, but some sausage or some ground beef. But other than that, these are so incredibly simple. Like, you're gonna be done in minutes, and dinner is gonna be on the table in, you know, literally minutes. So this one was just so good. You can do it in the taco shells like I'm gonna show you, or you can do this over rice. You can do this like as a base to put over nachos. You can do so much with this. It was delicious. So let's go ahead and show you how to make queso chicken tacos. So you're just gonna need some chicken breast, a packet of taco seasoning, can of Rotel, can of green chilies, and you're gonna need 1 cup of chicken broth. Since I'm actually gonna be gone all day and I can't keep an eye on my crock pot, I am going to add the whole can, because when I get home, you kind of have to like drain the excess liquid anyways. So I figure better safe than sorry. This crock pot does cook pretty hot. I'm like a high. This crock pot does cook pretty high, so I just don't want my chicken to dry out. But if you can keep an eye on it and you're home throughout the day, or you make this on a weekend, go ahead and just use 1 cup of the broth. So let's go ahead and dump all of this in the crock pot. I'm looking, that may have been a mistake to put in a whole can of chicken broth, but we'll see. We'll see. How many cups is in here? Oh, it just says 1 can, 411 grams. But yeah, we are also going to be adding this. We're also going to be adding this, but I will show you guys. You add this 30 minutes before you're ready to serve, and then I'll also show you guys what the tacos look like, because they are amazing. We're going to bake them, and they're going to be delicious. So yeah, we just cook this on low for 8 hours, and I will show you guys what it looks like before we put in the salsa con queso, because I want to show you how much liquid I have, and then show you draining it and all that stuff. Okay, so I just got home from work, and this is what it looks like, y'all. It smells delicious in here. So what you want to do is go ahead and shred up your chicken. So I'm just going to take, like I said, some of this liquid and just kind of start taking it out. So that looks about good. There's not too much liquid left in there. Now you're going to take this. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Now the recipe calls for like 3/4 of the container, but y'all, I love it so much that I go ahead and put all of it in there. And yeah, it might make it a little more like liquidy again, but it's delicious. And I'm going to make this into taco shells, or I'm going to put this into taco shells, bake them, and they are absolutely delicious. So at this point, you want to go ahead and turn it up on high and set a timer for 30 minutes, and in 30 minutes this will be done. You could also serve this over rice. That would be delicious as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this sit for 30 minutes and then I'll show you what the tacos look like. Okay, so this is what it should look like. Doesn't it look delicious? If you guys want it less soupy, like I said, you can totally take more of that liquid out. But I personally like it like this because I'm gonna serve it over rice tomorrow, and that's just like the perfect consistency for me. But today I just put it in some taco shells and I put some cheese over the top. I've got my oven on 350, so I'm gonna pop these in the oven at 350 for about maybe 10 minutes, and I will show you what they look like. I'll plate it up and put some lettuce and some sour cream and deliciousness on there, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so this is what they look like. I'm so excited. These are delicious, you guys. You have to try this recipe if you have not yet. And like I said, put them in taco shells, put it over rice. It is delicious either way. Heck, eat it as a keto recipe by itself with no carbs. It's delicious. That one is mine because the kids don't like sour cream. That one is one of the kids, and that's the other one. So yeah. By the way, I put them in the oven for only 5 minutes. So Ava's favorite is stupid easy. You could do it blindfolded. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's literally and you're done. It's so incredibly simple. But it is grape jelly meatballs. That's what I personally call them. I think you guys have called them like cocktail meatballs or something like that. I don't know the exact name of them. I want to say that you guys have told me it was like from an old school Betty Crocker cookbook, but y'all, these are so good, and they're so good whether you make them for a dinner. You can put rice on the side, you can put them over rice, you can just make them just as they are. You can bring them to a potluck, you can bring them to your holiday get-togethers. These things are so good. They're perfect for parties, perfect for your family, perfect for leftovers. They freeze amazing. I'm telling you, it's so easy and it's so delicious. As a matter of fact, I got this recipe from one of my sister-in-laws, and when she first said what was in it, I was like, yeah, no, I am not trying that. And then everyone was like, oh my gosh, who made the meatballs? The meatballs are so good. And I was like, do I need to go try those meatballs or something? And I tried them, and I literally was like, you said grape jelly? Like, they're so good. So if you guys have not tried these, I highly recommend that you do. Again, perfect for holiday get-togethers. Everyone will go crazy for them, and there will be none left. I also wanted to mention that you guys have also said that you have done cocktail wieners, like the little cocktail, that's what they're called. So I bet those would be delicious too. I personally have never made them that way. I've only done meatballs, and in the video you're going to see turkey meatballs, which obviously cuts the fat and whatnot, but if you want to use beef meatballs, it kind of takes the taste up a notch for sure, because turkey meatballs, to me, they're like a little more dry and whatnot, and the regular meatballs are just perfection. So let's go ahead and get into that recipe, which is like I said, stupid easy.
So this Crockpot meal is like the easiest Crockpot meal ever. I don't even know if it has a name. I personally call it grape jelly meatballs. This is like one of the kids' favorites. And so it's usually more like an appetizer, but the kids are obsessed and we love to make this as a dinner. So all you're gonna need is a 12-ounce container of chili sauce. You'll find this over there by the ketchup and stuff like that. You are going to need a bag. I just have here a 32-ounce bag of turkey meatballs. Personally, it does taste better with the full fat, like regular pork or ground beef meatball. But these are definitely obviously like healthier for you and all that stuff. So have those, and then I have here a 18-ounce jar of grape jelly. I've also heard people do barbecue sauce. So I think instead of the barbecue sauce, or instead of the chili sauce, people have done barbecue sauce, but these are the 3 ingredients that I like to make. So again, literally just dump and go. Like, this is so easy. You don't even have to cook this that long. It's like 1 o'clock now, so you can take like half the afternoon. It's just so incredibly easier. I will say, if you're going to cook with these turkey meatballs, that you should not cook them as much because they're going to dry out a little bit, or a little bit more if you do cook it like regular 8 hours. But yeah, you just literally dump them in there, and then you put in your, you can do it at the same time, your chili sauce and your, actually I have to get something for this. So this is what it's going to look like. Now I'm just going to put it on low, put the cover on, and I'll see you guys back in 4 hours. So 4 hours on low. Alright, so this is what they look like after about 4 hours of cooking on low. And I'm actually just going to serve it just like this tonight. Probably some veggies on the side, but yeah, this is another super simple, easy crock pot meal that is done super quickly and takes like no prep at all.
This one was fairly recent that I made, and it was ribs, and oh my gosh, like I think literally every single bite I was just like, oh my gosh, these are so good. Oh my gosh, these are so good. Oh my gosh, these are so good. In the video you see that I made them in the crock pot, and then I also put them, like I put them on a cookie sheet or a baking sheet, and then I put them in the oven to broil. OMG, and not only were they like falling apart tender, but the caramelization that happens with the barbecue sauce when it's on broil in the oven, oh, it was so good. So again, you guys want some ribs, this is just a really quick, easy, simple way to make them and have them and really quench that rib craving of yours. This would be another great recipe to bring to, say, like a football event or something like that, if we are even doing that. I know I'm not. But yeah, this would be great for, you know, any kind of football parties that you may have. You know, even still holidays coming up, if you guys are having like a finger food type thing situation for your holiday parties, I'm telling you, so good. You need to make this. Let's get into the recipe. We are making ribs, and I am so incredibly excited for this. So what you're gonna need is 1 onion chopped, some garlic, half a cup of water. You're going to need 3 to 4 pounds of ribs. Now, if you want them with the bones, I tried to find those. I could not find those. These were the only ribs that I found. So these are the country style ribs, or the pork shoulder butt. So they are boneless, and they are kind of like a thick piece of meat. So we're gonna do this instead of the bone baby back ribs, but you can use whatever you choose. So this is the little rub mixture, and in here I have 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 3/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon onion powder, half a teaspoon pepper, half a teaspoon lemon pepper, half a teaspoon of salt. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the rub and we're gonna rub the ribs with the seasoning. I'm going to put the onion on the bottom of the crock pot with some garlic. I'm going to put the ribs in, and then we're going to put the half a cup of water in there, and then you want to cook these on low for 8 hours or high for 4 hours. I'm kind of getting a late start. It is currently 11:49. So what I'm going to do is cook it on high for a couple of hours and then turn it down to low, because I want them super tender and super delicious. I wish I was able to cook them earlier, but let's go ahead and get started with rubbing our meat, and then we're gonna drop everything into the crock pot and let it cook. That is what the ribs look like after they have been cooking. I added some barbecue sauce. This is an unnecessary step, but it's a step that I highly recommend because they were good coming out of the crock pot. But when you put barbecue sauce on them and put them in the oven on broil, they just become magic. They like caramelize and oh, it's literally, I'm looking at this footage going, oh my gosh, these were so good. I want them again. They were delicious. I highly, highly, highly recommend this. And I also highly recommend that you do not skip the barbecue sauce and then the broil part. I mean, look at these ribs. They are so delicious and so good. I broiled mine for about 5 minutes. They could have gone a little bit longer, but just depending on your oven is how, and also how you like them, is how long you should cook them on broil. So here is my plate. I'm so excited for this. We have the ribs, then I have some barley, which I meal prepped today, along with some cucumber and tomato salad, and some roasted veggies. Next is taco chili, y'all. And again, this is one of those things that you can do so many things with. You can put it over some tortilla chips and, you know, have some nachos. You can eat it as is. You know, you can eat it like you would a chili with some Fritos, some corn chips, some cheese, some sour cream. You can put this over rice. Like, this is so delicious. You guys have, I just keep saying it. You guys have to try it, but all of these recipes are so delicious. So let's go ahead and get into the recipe without further ado. This is one of my favorites. It is delicious and it's taco soup. There's many different ways to make this. I've gone by a recipe and then I've also kind of added my own. So you're gonna need a can of beef broth, a can of black beans, a packet of taco seasoning, a can of kidney beans, a can of diced tomatoes, a can of corn, a can of rotel, 1 pound of ground beef browned up, a packet of ranch or 3 tablespoons out of this container, and then also a block of cream cheese. Delish. So you want to keep the liquid out of all of these cans except for the beans. So go ahead, drain those, and you're literally going to dump everything else in the crock pot. And let's get to it. All you want to do, pop the lid on, turn it on low. For the recipe said 4 hours, but soup, I personally think you can let go as long as you want. The better it cooks, the longer it cooks, the better it tastes. So it is currently like 12, so I'm probably gonna let this cook for about 6 hours, so I will show you what it looks like when it's done. This is delicious. Y'all need to try this if you have not. It's, like I said, one of my favorite soups for sure. So this has been cooking, it's now 8:08. I've had a very, very busy day, so we are just now getting to eating dinner. But yeah, like I said, it doesn't have to cook for just the 4 hours. And I'm just gonna go ahead and combine this cream cheese in with the soup. And we're gonna get to eating. Like I said, this is one of my favorites and I highly recommend this. This is super delicious. Oh, I just got a whiff of it and my mouth is watering. This is super delicious over some tortilla chips or with some tortilla chips crushed on top. You can add some rice in here if you wanted to. You could have some, you know, dip some taco shells in there, top it with cheese, top it with sour cream. There's so many things you can do with this. So I'm gonna keep incorporating this. I wish I would have incorporated this earlier because it's taking a minute to kind of melt on in. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on incorporating this cream cheese into the taco soup and I'll show you what it looks like all bowled up. I mean, it literally is gonna look just like this, but anyways, you guys like to see that, so I'm gonna show it to you. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Just topped it with some cheese and some sour cream. And I had the kids like all pretty with like just a little dab of cheese, but I was like, no, to make it look pretty for like you guys to see. And then I was like, no, they like to go, not overboard, but they like cheese a lot. So, I mean, who doesn't? I love cheese. Last but not least, Mississippi pot roast. I have personally never seen anyone make it the way that I make it. And I've only ever seen people use gravy mix. And mine is so good that I don't want to stray from it because I don't even want to try it with the gravy mix. So if you've only ever made the Mississippi crock pot roast with the gravy mix, try it with this ingredient that I use because I'm telling you, my kids ask for this like so much. And they are not beef lovers. They are not steak lovers. They don't love roast. But this is truly, truly, truly a game changer. Your family's gonna love it. Like I said in the video, you can, you know, make it with a lot of pepperoncinis. You can make it with a little bit of pepperoncinis. I personally like it with a lot because it just adds that extra bit of tanginess and flavor. It is just, oh, it's so delicious. And you can, again, do so many things with this. You know, if you're keto, you can eat it just like that. With maybe like a low carb vegetable on the side. If you're not keto, you can serve it with rice and serve like the sauce over the rice. It is so good. So let's go ahead and get into this super, super easy crock-pot video as well, recipe.
So this is called the Mississippi pot roast, and all you're gonna need is a chuck roast. You can do like I usually go about 3 pounds. This is two and about 1/4 pounds. You're gonna need 1 full stick of butter. You're gonna need some pepperoncinis. You're gonna need 1 packet of onion soup mix and 1 packet of ranch seasoning. And literally just dump everything in and go. Now I've seen this recipe on YouTube a lot. Some people use brown gravy mix. Some people use other things. Some people only put in like 4 or 5 pepperoncinis. Y'all, I load it down with pepperoncinis because I don't think it adds much spice. And I'll tell you, because my kids do not like spice, and girl, they will pick it up in a heartbeat, but they don't pick this up, and it just adds so much flavor. So let's go ahead and get started with this super delicious yet super, super simple crock pot meal. So as you can see here, I completely surrounded the roast with the pepperoncinis. I have like 13 or 14 of them in there. Again, all of the ones I've seen on YouTube do like 4 or 5. I don't know where I got this recipe from. I think I just pulled it off of Pinterest like, I don't know, like last year, and me and the kids are just obsessed with it. So yeah, I've kind of adapted it to my family's liking. And this is the way that I personally do it, and I think this is the best delicious flavor. So we're just going to pop the lid on it and put this on low and cook it for 8 hours. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Delicious, you guys. This little sauce, gravy, deliciousness going on is so good. Usually I do like a bigger meal with this, like some rice, some veggies, maybe a potato, something like that. But today we're literally just going to have this on some rolls, which I've never done before, but I know it's going to be amazing. And I'm just super, super, super busy, and I've got a lot of stuff to get done. So we're just going to have some broccoli on the side, and that is what this deliciousness looks like. I wish you guys could smell this. It is so good. If you have not tried this, you need to. This is by far my most favorite thing to do in the crock pot. No joke, like it is delicious. So everyone needs to try this.
So that will do it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Y'all, I love the crock pot, and I was gonna make a video where I did like all new crock pot videos or all new crock pot meals. I was like, you know what? I'm actually gonna do favorites, because a lot of you have been complaining like, girl, who's gonna do a recipe and like make it a failure or post a failed recipe. And then I have a lot of comments where it's like, if you don't have the ingredients on hand, why are you gonna make it? So that takes care of all of those complaints. Every single thing I had on hand, every single thing came out delicious. There would be no changes that I would make. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I just love me some Crockpot meals, and I have a full Crockpot playlist down below that I will link down below, and I'll also link in the comment section. So if you love Crockpot cooking as much as I do, I have a whole playlist of tons of them. I think that there's like 16, close to like 12 to 16 videos that I've done on Crockpots. I even have a Crockpot dessert. I have a Crockpot breakfast video. Each of them are like 4 to 9 recipes. I usually stick with the number 6. I don't know why, but that's just what I've been doing lately. But yeah, tons and tons and tons of Crockpot recipe ideas. Most of them are strictly dump and go. You do no extra prep work. And I even give you tips on if you find a recipe where, you know, it does require prep, you know, I give you tips on that and whatnot. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and know that I love you guys. You're amazing, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.